Michigan, Michigan, Michigan. That is where we are here at tonight for the Everyman's Bookstore 100. That's right, it is the final race here in Stirling Sim Racing season, and I'm excited for it to be at Michigan International Speedway. I do believe they are MIS, yes. And it is a 2-mile super speedway-like oval that we have here tonight with, I believe, 13 cars going to be out on track here in the Gen 6. Right before the Gen 7 will be adopted in most major places. However, I do imagine it staying a little bit longer for groups like these, that is for sure. Well, with that, we have just rounded out qualifying, so thank you very much for everyone that has joined in. Of course, got to give a huge thank you to our sponsors, of course, with Everyman's Bookstore and with Pierce Graphics. Couldn't do this without them, that much is for sure. Now, just want to let you know, before we continue on the stream, there might be a few points where I just suddenly dip out and go a bit quiet. I want to let you know, you might be able to hear it right now. Got some allergies flaring up. It's early spring in New York, and it's starting to get hot again, so yay. But that is where we are at here tonight. So with that, like I said, qualifying has rounded out, and we have a great race session ahead of us tonight, so we'll go ahead and see how qualifying went. Like I said, on the completion of qualifying, let's go through our grid order. Starting on... There we go. Starting on row number 1, it is going to be Daniel Baker here, I believe, for his first time on the broadcast booth, which is good to see. In the number 5, when it's going to be John Saunders in second place in the 88 alongside. Row number 2, inside lane, it's going to be the very much so infamous 92, Brad Whiteman. It's good to see a Brad once again, and of course Kevin Bruner, who we got to see last time as well in the 68. Many familiar names up here, of course, with Stirling Sim Racing. Ben, great to see you out in the chat. Row number 3, inside lane, is going to go to the position of Jeffrey Heaney, who I do believe is a newcomer to Stirling Sim Racing this time around. And then after him, it is going to be Jeffrey Whiteman, who had a bit of a late entry here in 6th alongside. Row number 4, inside lane, is going to be going to Scott Whiteman in the number 17 Ford Mustang, with Les Benz going to be alongside there in the 67, bringing up 8th. Row number 5, inside lane, is going to go to Christopher Standridge, number 22. Been a while since we have seen him as well, along with another infamous name, Andrew Cower. Ready to see what these guys are going to be able to put on there with the 22 and the 14. You know, these guys can certainly be fast, so let's go and see how that goes. Row number 6, inside lane, goes to Scott Kays, and it looks like supposedly John Saunders is going to be there again, but I don't believe that's going to be true, with 12th going to be going to Bradley Berry. And it looks like they're not going to show up there, but we do have the last position going to the 20 here of John Bennett. So, hopping back up towards the front as we go through here at Michigan International Speedway, 2-mile oval. No, Ben, there is not CASCAR tomorrow. It is going to be our off week. So, come back next week. With that, though, we watch now as the pace car pulls off to head down the pit lane now, and we approach the restart zone. It's going to be green flag here at Michigan. Bit early, I called that, I guess. Lap 50, you can see, like I said, it's the Everyman's Bookstore 100 as we approach turn number 1 here with Michigan. Super Speedway-like racing we're going to be seeing here tonight. 3 wide, we can see in the back, about to make it 4. Alright, with that, that marks just about the completion of our first lap. Wow, what a good show they're able to put on. Many positions already shuffled from that one. It's great to see. Matt, also welcome out to the chat. Good to see you. Yes, I do believe that next week, CASCAR at Talladega will be a lot of fun. I think it's going to put on for a great show. But it looks like Jeffrey Haney, though, a little bit of a loose exit off of 2 there as they head down through the backstretch now. That chrome almost number 10, I think, is going to be a interesting car to watch, as he was the top in practice. also one of our newer guys out here, so it'll be good to see how that goes. However, keeping the lead since the start as we now enter lap number 3, it's the 5 of David Baker. Can't wait to see what he's going to be able to do as we continue to roll through. And there it is, Kevin Bruner in the 68, already up, continuing to contend for the lead. I don't think it'll be too much longer until he continues to push on that rear bumper of Baker. And as we, of course, can see John Saunders there in the 88 closing in from behind as well. And there it is, Brad Whiteman in the Motorcraft 92 keeping up with your top contenders there, as Jeffrey Whiteman was able to cut through the field now up to get into 5th. Like I said, many positions had been toggled as we went through the first lap or so. So now we're starting to see the cars begin to space out a bit more, and now it becomes the fuel and tire saving gain. Who can do it the most? And that is going to be the tough question you have to ask, because that bottom line is a fair amount faster than the top. However, the top will help save a lot of things. That much is sure. Looks like a bit of an audio issue there, so we've fixed that. My apologies. Looks like Christopher Standridge here in the 22, currently running in 6, almost getting some contention there from the 10, but he has not survived well. He has currently is continuing to fall, but looking up towards the lead, it looks like here it is, the official battle now. It's going to be keep flipping back and forth between Bruner and Baker. Baker is in the outside in the 5, as we're going to be seeing Bruner there on the bottom, 68. Saunders coming into the mix now as they begin to file just that little bit more. Baker continues to hold on to it for now. As we roll through 3 and 4, though, I do believe it's going to get just that little bit closer, especially now with that bottom lane being a bit faster, but the run on the top is going to be helping Baker all the same. Across the line, it still goes to Baker. As you can see, that 68 is going to be key. It's going to remain right there on that quarter panel now. And through the bottom lane, it won't be too much longer, I think, unless his tires wear out for him to get the lead, and that's going to become a blocking game. Continuing to flip back and forth. Now you can see that high-end run down the backstretch is the place to be. Michigan, about the fastest track here on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule. Not many places can go faster other than Atlanta due to restrictor plates. Alright, we're seeing Baker head down to the bottom now. Bruner is going to keep the lead across the line. First lap lead there for Kevin Bruner there in the 68. It's great to see. John Saunders also coming up to continue some contention there, as we're going to be 3 wide back. The rest of the field beginning to catch up now to the rest. Brad Whiteman is going to be falling through the field now. He's down to 6 as Jeffrey Whiteman has taken his place there in the number 63, that blue Ford Mustang. As we see Christopher Standridge also hoping to make some moves. We can remember Standridge from a while back. We got to see him do some great racing over in the Dirt Series. Baker now beginning to fall just a little bit to Bruner as we enter turn number 1 and see how they handle it. You can see that relative on the left-hand side of your screen, thinking of Pierce graphics, just how much those turns make a huge difference. Matt, you're absolutely right. Indy was a fantastic race. That was last week here with the CASCAR Sure Diplomat Cup Series. And yes, 6 was amazing. Great race. Oh, collision there between Baker and Bruner. Bruner into the wall after that one. Stays up to the high side so people can get through. It's going to be close, though, for these guys now, as they're going to be continuing to be dicey. 3 wide as we cross the start-finish line. Cowart on the outside. Whiteman stuck on the middle. This looks like Scott Whiteman is also hoping to make some moves off that, but just does not. Continuing to be close there. It looks like Andrew Cowart in the 14 is going to be really capitalizing off this one as much as possible. Kevin Bruner now relegated back to the very rear of the field with Les Benz and Bradley Berry. About to get passed by him too. Unfortunate for Kevin Bruner. We know he had a lot of speed there in that 68, and being sent to the rear is never a fun thing to experience, especially with no yellow to help you out. He's got a big task ahead of him to getting back up towards the front. And that means that Daniel Baker is going to be your leader now, but you can see that is going to be some damage there on that rear end. Might cause some problems a bit later down the line, especially when it comes to pits. He has to choose whether or not to repair that damage. It looks like John Saunders has none. 63 of Jeffrey Whiteman up into third now, continuing to put the pressure on John Saunders. Great to see that 63 Ford Mustang really starting to do some good work out here. As he now shoots to the middle, he might be hoping to make it 3 wide soon enough so he can put on not just a good show, but continue to push forward. Andrew Cowart, like I said, was going to be capitalizing on it, and there he is now into fourth, throws a block to the outside. Does not want to let Brad Whiteman through, but it looks like he has just enough pace there in that red Ford Mustang to make it stick to the outside. About 2 seconds can be the difference between fresh tires and worn tires, and now as we're halfway through lap 11, this is where it becomes the biggest deal, as that's where the pressure really begins to set on for your tire wear. 3 wide now as we run through turn 3 and about to go through 4. These guys are going to be rolling hard there off the exit of 4. Up to the high side for the 63. John Saunders continues to remain in second, not really getting contended for it anymore. He continues to try to catch up to Baker ahead. However, now we see Jeffrey Whiteman continue to put some pressure on as the battle for fourth between, right now it looks like John Bennett and Jeffrey Whiteman. Oh, and Brad Whiteman continues to roll forward. Got a lot of Whitemans in this field here tonight. Well, with the Whitemans now locking out third and fourth, that leaves John Bennett right now stuck in fifth as John Saunders goes for the lead on the bottom over Daniel Baker. And it looks like it might just pay off across the line. That is a close one for sure. But let's see how that continues to roll through. That 88 Ford Mustang has to put a lot of pressure on the 5 to really get somewhere. And that's where it gets challenging at Michigan, because that bottom lane does not last forever. Big slide up towards the front. We can see that little bobble there out of the 63 as he doesn't want to hit the wall or Saunders ahead. Very close field we have seen it tonight, which is fantastic to see. You don't always get to see that at these Michigan races. Usually the field gets very spread out, but we're seeing all the way up into 8th place remaining in this front group. It looks like Scott Whiteman's starting to make a little bit more of a charge heading forward. He has kind of put together that sticking where in the rear like he tries to do and hoping to make some big gains at the end is not the place to be. 92. Brad Whiteman very slow on the bottom, going to be causing some problems with that one. He's going to be very careful in how he proceeds, especially off the exit of those turns where the exit determines your speed for just about every other part of it. Saunders remains in second, however, he's hoping to capitalize on that bottom lane, potentially coming in just that little bit more. And if it does, he can get the lead and throw some blocks on Baker ahead, but Baker has had the advantage of position from the start. Across the line they're going to go. Saunders still has it. Great to see on the bottom, that bottom lane actually having some pace across the start-finish stretch, but it's still going to be an event nonetheless. To the 8th position of Christopher Standard. Let's go and take a look on the inside and see what it's like here at Michigan to run it. Oh, never mind. Big collision there between Jeffrey Whiteman and the 22. Nope, not the 22. Who else was that? 14 of Andrew Cowart upside down and inside out. I believe some of these guys are going to be. Wow. Uh-oh, it looks like the 14 is stuck in a wall a little bit there. Or at least struggling for some stuff, as that is a complete tow for Jeffrey Whiteman in the 63. That is not going to be helping him in the slightest. Christopher Standridge, though, gets to capitalize a lot and goes up into 5th. Baker gets relegated down to 3rd, right ahead of Scott Whiteman, who also got to make some very big gains on that one. Some damage throughout the field we're going to be seeing as we're under yellow here at the Everyman's Bookstore 100. As we're now on to lap number 16, heading down the backstretch. John Saunders has the lead. Baker gets the position back to second, as it's going to be Brad Whiteman there instead. Interesting. That was a very interesting wreck. We did not get the benefit of getting to see it very clearly. So we're going to roll back and see just what happened here at Michigan. All right, as we head to our big outside camera, as we now look in, following along with the 92 of Brad Whiteman for this one for now. Looks like Baker very close to the wall. 14 of Cowart comes up, and just collects Jeffrey Whiteman in that one. Same with the 20, gets massively involved. I believe that is, yep, Standridge in the 22. Got some very lucky phasing to go through that one, but really the big hits on that one are your guys currently sitting in your bottom three. John Bennett, Andrew Cowart, and Jeffrey Whiteman, all just absolutely demolished in that wreck. And a very unfortunate one, too. We know that some of these guys had a lot of pace in their cars and had been making a lot of progress going forward. But another thing that we did not quite get to see too much because of having to look back, pit strategy. A lot of these guys went into pit, including your leader, John Saunders. I believe just about everybody did, because like I said, those tires were on their way out, and for fuel, this no longer becomes quite the fuel-saving game that it was, but it still might be close. However, now with some fresh tires, your fast cars will definitely be heading a bit forward, and this gives a chance for certain cars that got collided into earlier, especially Kevin Bruner, we can think of in the 68, being able to repair the damage that he had, and now we'll have a nice fighting chance on fresh tires to head towards the front of the field. This is quite the place to be right now if you're Kevin Bruner. Jeffrey Whiteman, though, still stuck in the pits. An absolutely unfortunate event for the 63 team. Hopefully they'll be able to come back eventually, but currently they are sitting 2 laps down. So we're going to have to see how that continues rolling forward there. I believe they just got their repair. There it is. John Saunders, though, like I said, maintains the lead. Brad Whiteman is going to be alongside in the front row. Watch these two for some great racing. Let's get some driver info on these guys. We can see Brad Whiteman, the good old Canadian out there, going to be sticking it out as best as he can. Our best lap is a 39, almost dead. Head over to Saunders there. You can also see that his lap is a little bit slower, but I think, yeah, no, it's faster, just by a little bit. But still, that is a very good position to be in for John Saunders there on the bottom here in Michigan on the opening lap. I think he's going to be able to put in a lot of good racing there for the Californian. Thank you once again to Everyman's Bookstore for sponsoring this race. Absolutely appreciate it here with Stirling Sim Racing, and of course to Pierce Graphics as well, who's able to provide such fantastic overlays that you get to see every time we broadcast here on Forkloak Media. Of course, if you want to find out more about me and the stuff I do, you can head over to my website, or if you want to find out more about Pierce Graphics, you can head there as well. That is going to be www.forkloak.net. With the pace car going down pit lane, though, it's about to go green here at Michigan International Speedway. John Saunders going to take the green flag, and there they go. 88 Saunders gets a great start off that one. Brad a little bit slow on the start there. Going to get a push from Standridge. However, these guys are, they're already looking dicey as they want to get around that 92. They did not have the start he wanted. Oh, the 67 of Les Bentz around in turn 2. Head back to that one as your field goes through the front. The 10 looks like he is definitely trying to avoid something going down that low. 67, though, of Les Bentz absolutely just collected in that one. So we're going to take a look back and see just what happened here at Michigan. What a interesting spin spot for that to be in for the 67 team. But this also gives a chance for Jeffrey Whiteman to come up and make something happen. So keep an eye out for that as we're going to be resuming in now. All right. So get to follow along here as we go through turn 1 and 2. 3 wide, you can see up there. Keep an eye on that blue 67. You can see towards the center is towards the right part of your screen. 4 wide on the bottom. Les is stuck on the bottom. It looks like the 10 comes down, trying to avoid the center lane just that little bit. Collides into the 67. Can't really help it too much. I think some good call-outs and some pretty well aware driving prevented that from being worse, which is good to see. You can also see some heavy braking there going on for the 10 as the 67 just absolutely collides into the wall after that one. Oh, and collision with the 10 afterwards. John Bennett into no, that's actually Jeffrey Haney, I'm sorry, into John Bennett. Absolutely unfortunate for the 10, 20, and 67, but like I said, it does give a chance for the 63 to start making some moves forward. With that, though, it is going to be the 88 of Saunders continuing to lead here at the Everyman's Bookstore 100. Michigan International Speedway, historic racetrack. I believe that has been in operation since how long now? I believe the 60s, I think. Clearly I'm not up to date on my Michigan facts, that is for sure. But IndyCar has raced here for years, kart raced here, NASCAR as well, of course. And Michigan's been host to a fair amount of big series, but it's not as quite well remembered as its sister track, that is Auto Club or Fontana out in California. But like I said, sister tracks, both 2 miles pseudo super speedways. Only you got to be careful with your throttle, not just with the brake, but really that application is the biggest thing, because your tires just absolutely get dissipated here. And if you're taking a very risky strategy, you could potentially head down, especially if you're towards the rear. I think if you're one of the guys that got collided into, that being the 20, the 10, the 67. 67 actually did have to run down the road, but regardless. If you're Jeffrey Haney or John Bennett, this could have been a good opportunity to head down pit road, take potentially more tires, depending on your tire sets, and getting more fuel so that you are guaranteed to run to the end, no problem. Or even someone like Andrew Cower there running in 9th, or the 8th of Scott Case, who we have not spoken to. In 8th, Scott Case, the 2 of Scott Case, my apologies. But I think that really could make it for some interesting strategy calls, you know, even if it puts you a little bit further back. The field is small enough where you guys can stay together very cleanly. Jeffrey Whiteman going to be a little bit up in the field, just a bit, still a lap down. He just needs one more caution to come back and make something happen. It's going to be John Saunders, going to be starting from the front once again. David Baker going to be alongside this time. Brad Whiteman in 3rd. Scott Whiteman on the outside in 4th. The white 17 looks like Snoopy Mobile there for Scott Whiteman there in that white Ford Mustang. Good to see some new paints out of Scott. I know he puts together a whole bunch of them for his Whiteman guys and a few others as well. Ah, yes. Good Snoopy paint there for Scott. Great to see. Hopefully his internet connection holds together. Uh-oh, that's a pretty hard loss. Oh, we might have just lost him. Uh-oh, I think we did. Unfortunate. Oh, nope, he's back. He's here. All right. Here enough, maybe? Uh-oh. Keep an eye on how that continues to roll as we continue to go. Now, under yellow, about to go green as the pace car rolls down pit lane. It's going to be John Saunders taking the green once again. Green flag. Baker still on that outside, very close together. They are now that top 4 all together. Oh, that definitely looks to be a hard disconnect from Whiteman. Unfortunate for him. He's running pretty good, too. It's an opportunity for some more cars to cut through the field, though. Kevin Bruner Going to that outside. Yup, that outside lane has a lot of pace now. And that 68 is going to be pushing Daniel Baker for now until he can come around and try to get into the lead again. He's been up there before. He wants it. He's tasted that lead. Bruner's going to be interested to get back up there, especially with that pace that he has in that Gardner guy. Saunders now relegated to third, getting pressured by Brad Whiteman for it, actually. You see that 92 Motorcraft Ford stick on the bottom. See, file back up to the top. Very close to Standridge there in the 22, who I think has seen a bit too many cars come up and is getting a little bit uncomfortable. Bradley Berry, though, 97, someone who we have not talked about basically at all here tonight in the Monster 97. Currently running in fifth. He's got to hold on to it, though, as he's very close with these guys, 3 wide on the bottom. Separate out now. He's down to 6th. That Monster Energy Chevrolet definitely appears like he could be making some good moves. Still a battle for the lead now between Bruner and Baker, and it looks like Bruner has gotten it there on the bottom. That 68 Chevrolet. However, he's got to hold on to it, though, down the backstretch, something we have seen him struggle with before. That outside lane just has all the pace in the world. Said allergies, apologies for having to cut out there for a second. Bruner on the bottom once again with the lead. Can he file up fast enough? Oh, he's close. Goes for the block on the 5, who cuts down instead. Lap goes to Bruner, but it's going to be a close one as they continue to roll forward. One of the highest IE ratings we have in this race here. 1800 for Kevin Bruner in Canada. He's definitely ahead of Baker now, but he has to hold on to it. And for how long can he hold on to that lead for? We've seen Baker be very quick, especially in the draft before. So let's see what he can do, continuing to go forward. As Saunders holds up for third, very close as the rest of your field basically files into view there. Insane that these guys are all racing so close. Andrew Cowart also hoping to make some moves there in the 14. Down to the bottom in front of Whiteman. Very close, very aggressive driving there out of Cowart. Hoping to make some good moves forward as they're 3 wide now, stuck on the bottom. 88 Saunders has a lot of pressure now as he's getting relegated down into 5th. It's Standridge now in 3rd. But he's got John Bennett behind him, who I think is a little bit fed up of getting collided into just a little bit. So we're going to have to see that 20 continuing to push forward. Now, as Bradley Berry becomes part of the picture, there in the 97, giving a push to the 20 as they cross the start-finish line. This is becoming quite the battle for 3rd, and it looks like Kevin Bruner is going to continue to try to run away with it now as Daniel Baker has to hold on for dear life for 2nd. As John Bennett, Bradley Berry, and Standridge all come in, trying to take it away. Oh, Baker into the wall, collision down the backstretch, sliding down. And caution does not fly for Daniel Baker. Uh-oh, caution does fly, though, for, oh god, who got involved in that? Standridge, that's who. Oh, and Cowart, too, who has already been involved. I have a bad feeling about this one. I think we're going to lose a few guys off this. So, with that, we'll be right back and see what happened. Alright, we have your collision here. Let's go ahead and bring that up and see just what happened here at Michigan for the Everyman's Bookstore 100. Baker just loses it, heads into the wall, comes up, collects the 97 of Barry. Standridge, unfortunately, gets absolutely collided into with that one at first, and then he comes down because he hit the wall. Cowart, Saunders, Brad Whiteman, all collected from that, just from one mistake heading into the wall. And that collects a lot of that bottom part of that field. Well, top part of the field now relegated down to the bottom. That is a very unfortunate incident for these guys, and that is going to have to be a big recovery they're going to have to make. So hopefully they won't be down for too long, because yikes off of that one. That much is for sure. Well, as we head back into it now, we get to see John Bennett up to the lead. I think he's been itching to get here this entire time there with the number 20 Chevrolet. He's got Scott Case behind him, who we have not seen run up front so far. It's good to see him up here nonetheless. Always love to see Scott Case out there. We've seen him many a time here with Stirling Sim Racing. Same with Les Benz, too, actually, now in the 67 up to third. He's got to have to hold on to it. 10 of Jeffrey Haney in fourth. Got to hold on to it. Kevin Brunner rolls down pit road for some fresh tires and fuel, I am sure. He's going to be in fifth. This is where your collision guys come out as well. Whiteman and Barry definitely had the short end, well, probably the best end of the stick on that one, that's much as sure. So you're able to roll out pretty quick. Standridge looks like had to take a fast repair based on the amount of car he has back. Potentially the same for Cowart. These guys are going to be close. Then Daniel Baker also having to get some big repairs from that one. John Saunders, yep, there he is. And then the two Whitemans who got put a lap down due to collisions and network. 63 still on his recovery drive heading forward. Scott Whiteman was able to get at least a lap back after his unfortunate internet hiccup. As we see Jeffrey Whiteman there, I think he's going to be in his lap back. Or he went down from 2 to 1. One or the other. That 63 Ford Mustang certainly has a lot of ground he's got to make up after that one. We know that he has the pace to do it, too. As we head up towards the front of your field, it's going to be John Bennett taking the green flag ahead of Scott Case and Les Benz. First car with fresh tires is going to be Kevin Brunner. This creates an interesting start predicament we're going to be seeing, though. And I say that because the pace difference between old tires and fresh is absolutely massive. So expect to see some very interesting things going on with that. I think we're going to see a lot of those guys from 5th on back going to be struggling with a good start because they're going to want to get around the guys up front. But they got to play it careful so they don't get themselves involved in too many Michigans. But a Michigan homelander here for John Bennett is going to be making it his good race, try to roll forward. See what he can do. Like I said, you can see that current stint of 15 laps. Certainly a bit into his run from that. His tires are going to be older. It's going to be a bit of a struggle. Not so many laps left, though, so maybe those brand new fresh tires won't be the absolute difference. I think they will be. Hey, getting proved wrong as a broadcaster is a pretty good experience. So, with that, though, the iRacing.com pace car pulls down pit lane as we head through the front D-shaped stretch here at Michigan. It's going to be Michigan homelander John Bennett taking the green flag. Good start out of him, even with those old tires. Hair bit of wheel spin. Certainly better than Les Benz, and for sure Scott Case off of that start. But Les Benz clearly has a lot of pace in that bottom. He's getting big push right now from Kevin Brunner, who's now able to shoot it through the middle on those fresh tires. Gotta remember, they are cold, though, so he's got to play it careful. Bradley Berry also making his move up through the field. As Cowart holds on for dear life, trying to chase these guys down. Les Benz out to the lead, sticking on the bottom. Bennett staying on the outside, has to lose a lot of positions here while the cars are still getting wound up. Daniel Baker trying to cut through the field as well. Will this be a lap lead for the 67 team after getting spun earlier in this race? It will be. Les Benz leads the first lap under green once again. We see that 5 of Baker having a lot of paces. They're now 3 wide on the exit of 2. Oh, it's clone. There it goes. Oh, big damage for a lot of these cars if they took their fast repair potentially unnecessarily last time. This is going to be a lot of guys out from that one. Oh, we'll be right back. As we have continued to run in this race, it has gotten just that bit more aggressive every time. We rejoin now I think as the driver's getting a bit more comfortable with the track. Following along with the 5 of Daniel Baker. Got very close to the 14 of Cowart there. Looking to be very fast as he pulls down. I think he realizes he's too close to the 14, but doesn't pull back fast enough in the 88. Oh, that's what the problem was. Cowart comes down because John Bennett's slow because the old tires. Oh, Brad Whiteman collides into the rear of the 20 and the 14. Standridge tries to pull down and avoid it. He's close, but just gets collided into, gets towards the inside wall. The 2 and the 10 look to escape. Same with the 17 of Scott Whiteman. But it does look everybody from Saunders back. Get some... Actually, no. Sorry. Whiteman back from that one definitely has some big problems. Cowart comes back up the track. Oh, just collides into Standridge, not making his life any easier. I think that might be Standridge out of this race after that one. Baker also going to have some big damage. So we'll be right back and see where these guys have ended up after that one. Well, with anybody rolling down pit road that can, here they are. Well, these guys are going to have to take a lot of time for damage repair, especially Brad Whiteman. You can see right there, heavy damage onto the front. Ooh, missed the pit stall just a little bit too. Looks like Standridge actually either is doing a lot better than I thought, or had an extra fast repair up his sleeve. Maybe all these guys do. I don't know. I thought it was just one, but it looks like it might be more. Daniel Baker able to come out now in 7th. I think it must be more than one. Apologies once again. Like I said, allergies are currently kicking my butt. Les Spence, though, is going to have the lead here on the start again. The feeling that they are very excited for that one. They're in the 67 team. Unfortunate for them what happened earlier on, but it might have been their saving grace, is now they've been able to lead for a lot of laps up front, especially towards the end. This is when it really starts to count. A bit more information there. Still an A-class driver and plenty of experience, but they do not have the highest I rating here. So we're going to have to see how long they're going to be able to hold on to it, especially with older tires, as you can see in that lap count. Bruner's going to be the one trying to follow behind and put the pressure on and get in front, but he is going to have still fresher tires, but not the freshest anymore compared to the guys that went down pit road. As we now head into turn number 1, double wide before we go green. Anytime for any reviewers out there that just do not know, anytime those lights on the pace car go out, that is when we are 1 lap to green. Like Scott Whiteman has unlapped himself and put himself now into 12th position. He's finally in a position to make up spots, but it looks like Jeffrey Whiteman's stuck 2 laps down. Just has not had the opportunity to get forward, unfortunately for him. So this is the time to take it, if another caution comes. With that, though, the 67 team, like I said, going to be taking the green. This time around, Kevin Bruner going to be alongside on fresh tires. I think this is the opportunity he is hoping for. Get a good start with those bit fresher tires than his inside competition and just pull away as fast as possible. Bradley Berry, I'm sure, hoping for a similar situation. Been a while since we have seen him, but it is great to see that 97 team out once again here with Stirling Sim Racing. With that now, as we enter towards the front stretch, once again, the iRacing.com pace car pulls down pit lane as we approach the restart zone. It's going to be right towards the end, of course, because it's weird here on iRacing. And green flag we are. Great start for that 67 team. Way better than I thought it was going to be from the start. No wheel spin, absolutely under control. However, you can see those age of the tires just can't hold the grip down as well as we enter turn number 1. The outside lane already looking that much faster. There it is. It's going to be Kevin Bruner out to the lead already. He's got Bradley Berry behind him, who we know is going to be some tough competition. But he's going to be putting on a good show nonetheless. Daniel Baker as well, cutting through the field now up into 3rd. Les Spence still stuck on the bottom, down in 4th. He's going to be losing positions very quickly, I do feel. as we watch the 88 of John Saunders now, who has been up towards the front basically this entire race on a very big recovery drive. It almost feels like for the last half of it. Continue to drive forward. Oh, big issue for Baker. Heads down the inside. It looks like he recovers it, but wow, he has had a lot of bad luck off of turn number 2. Unfortunate for Daniel Baker, but no yellow for him this time. As Kevin Bruner continues to try to run away with it, Bradley Berry losing time to him in front, I guess until now, where that draft started to really start to kick in. But John Saunders now out in third, stuck on the bottom. It's going to be continuing to be Les Benz. It looks like John Bennett is down there with him, but they are losing ground fast. And now Andrew Cowart looks to the outside of the 88. These last few laps are definitely beginning to become the most interesting now. Cowart looking to the inside for a strong third position. He's got a lot of pace ahead of the 88 team for now. Let's see how long he's going to be able to hold on to it if it is not going to be an absolute domination, which I think it might be. Figuring as he is going to be on fresher tires, he was involved in the last incident. He knows he's got the fresher one. Look at the speed difference. Comes down here in front. He's going to try at least here on the 97 of Bradley Berry. Let's see how that goes. Looks to the outside. He's going to take it, though. Block there from the 97 as they come up. It's going to be a close one. Keep in mind, this is the battle for second. Just imagine it for first. That 14 team, the U.S. Army Chevrolet, involved in a lot of accidents so far this race, and he's finally having the opportunity to change that by being up front in your top 3. He's looking for a not just podium finish, but that checkered flag in his window for first. Looks to the outside. He's definitely got it. Like I said, that speed difference is absolutely there. Comes down. Looking to the bottom. Kevin Bruner going to block. Bruner's had an absolute grip on this race since he's been able to get to the front. Start seeing that 20 of John Bennett also on the move as we see John Saunders as well also getting in a tussle there with Brad Whiteman. This is becoming a Michigan race for the ages, and with only 13 cars out on track. Les Benz, who took the green flag on the start all the way down into 12th, 9 seconds back from the leader already. Like I said, tires are a huge game changer here at Michigan, and that decision to stay out on older ones, well, it led to some great racing for a little bit, is absolutely hurt them in the long run. As Kevin Bruner continues to lead now, John Bennett is able to get around Bradley Berry for third. Oh, and now it looks like he's going to be able to get it for second ahead of Cowart, as he's hoping to put that front bumper to the rear of the 68 of Bruner. Still looks like it's going to be close, though, as these two are going to be side by side for now as they continue to try to chase down the 68. However, I think the side-by-side action battling for third is not the decision you want to be doing. You want to be trying to push as hard as possible to get around. But it is a very difficult thing to think of, especially if it doesn't work out in your favor and you're still not able to pass. Into the wall there for the 20. Everybody pulls down. You can see it. And that is going to be absolutely sending him to the rear as Brad Whiteman comes up to pass there. That last car on the inside, that 92 Motorcraft Ford, has been on the move. We have seen this race. It's great to see Brad Whiteman making some great progress here tonight as he continues to chase down John Saunders there in that 88 Dirty Mo Media Ford. Very weird thing to have to say after that. Usually it's a Dirty Mo Media Chevrolet, but no, we're a Ford here tonight. There he goes. Oh, it's gonna be close. Brad Whiteman putting that quarter right to him. It's making it very interesting. That much is sure. Oh, a block there from the 88. These guys are really putting it to each other. Almost into the wall again for the 20 due to the squeezing these guys are doing to each other. I think Brad Whiteman knows it's go time. All right, as they head now towards the front, we can see Andrew Cowart has had the speed he has needed this time. On those little bit fresher tires, he just edges out for the lap there ahead of Kevin Bruner as they now enter turn number 3. Nope, number 1, not 3. As they now go throughout the turn. I think Cowart has definitely had a good grip on it now, and he's got it for sure as he comes up. Be 3 wide now as they go down the start-finish. Whoa, Bradley Berry and Brad Whiteman. Oh, that's a close one, but they hold on to it. Whiteman now sent back towards the rear. He's got a lot of ground to make up in just 6 laps. Saunders now back in a position to make moves once again. Who would have thought this was your top 3 about 30 laps ago? Cowart, Brunner, and Berry. Not the top 3 I was certainly thinking based on the performance we saw, but here we are. Bradley Berry looking to make some good moves here on Brunner as well if he can manage it. Brunner has been a very good defensive driver so far as we have seen this race. Brad Whiteman hoping to make some moves as he's still stuck in 7th. He's got the pace to go forward. He knows it. It's only 5 laps. To the inside for Saunders there in that yellowish green Ford. I don't know what color you'd call that. Maybe a light pea green? I don't know. Still trying to go for 3rd, though, if he can take it, but looks like he's being sent down to 5th after that move. Bennett now in 4th, hoping to put some moves up to these guys, but it's still going to be close. Brunner is going to be riding that pain. Does not want to give up those positions, but it is still going to be close, and I don't think the move that is the best one for now, as we've seen that top lane has been very fast, and Cowart has had a great hold on it for these last several laps. Now able to be up front. Well, as they roll out of 4 now, we can see Bradley Berry still has... Nope, not still. Just was able to get 2nd into the wall for 2 of those guys there. Just a skim, though. It's going to be close. 3 to go, as you can see there, up on the top left part of your screen. Now, as we see the 88 is Saunders going for 2nd. What a dive bomb he just tried there, and I think, yep, there it is. Cost him a ton of speed down the backstretch. But sometimes it's just enough, and it looks like it was just enough to keep him in 3rd as Kevin Brunner is losing speed. But for now, it looks, oh, never mind. You can see that entry into 3 has absolutely changed that game. As Cowart has a dominant lead now as we head out of 4 here at Michigan. Berry still holding on to 2nd, just barely, though. We see Kevin Brunner there in the 68, making as many moves as possible, as late as possible, trying to hold on to any podium position he can. Especially as I think Saunders is definitely a sight to see behind him. Now, we didn't get to do this earlier on because of the intensity, but I think this is just about the time to do it. We're going to head over to Brad Whiteman and see what it's like to drive here at Michigan from the inside view. Just for a little bit, that is. See that moderate banking there as we roll through 3 and 4, a tricky one. You can hear the screeching of the tires. They do not like this track, that is for sure. To the high side you go. Got to be in that draft if you want to make anything gun here at Michigan. Now, as we enter turn number 1, it's going to be quite the race for the lead and for the podium positions as we hop back out now. John Saunders goes for another deep dive if he tries, but doesn't get it. Oh, Brunner into the wall. Brad Whiteman collided. John Bennett absolutely demolished on that one. Another skim of the wall there for the 92. Holds on to it, though. That 10 has a lot of pace. There it is. Jeffrey Haney now jumping out towards the front. It's going to be John Saunders in 3rd as Bradley Berry goes to the inside here on Andrew Cowart. These guys are going to make it a run to the finish. Berry very close to the rear quarter of the 14. As they head down the front now, a block of the 14. That's going to be it. It's Andrew Cowart, your race winner here at the Everyman's Bookstore 100. Checkered flag goes to the U.S. Army green, number 14. The 97 of Bradley Berry put up a very close fight at the end. Congratulations to him. Put on such a great show towards the end. John Saunders, a very good aggressive moves towards the end, going for all those deep dives. It almost got him the positions. Jeffrey Haney makes a very big recovery up to 4th. Brad Whiteman able to get himself back up into 5th after having a very interesting race. It's great to see our finishers here at Michigan, and I believe we're going to be seeing a nice good old celebration Michigan style with some heavy burnouts here for the 14 Andrew Cowart. Very aggressive celebration as we're seeing here. Very nice victory celebration out of Andrew Cowart there as we see everybody else rolling down into pit lane. So that was our 100-mile race here at Michigan. No green-white checkers there at the end, despite a couple guys making it very close towards the end, especially Kevin Bruner and John Saunders, and a bit of Bradley Berry there right at the finish. But a very great race we got to see overall. Thank you very much for everyone that has tuned in for this race. We will be back next week on Sunday with CASCAR at Talladega. Keep an eye out if we do another Sunday, which I do not believe we will be doing, as this will be the conclusion of their kind of season for these guys with Stirling Sim Racing. But overall, this has been a fantastic event, and these guys are always a pleasure to broadcast for. I mean, come on, think about it. We had 13 cars out on track, and it was a great close race for about the top 8 to 10 of them, which has been a fantastic thing to see, especially at a track like Michigan, where everybody just likes to spread out and get themselves involved in trouble. So with that, that has been the Everyman's Bookstore 100. Your final finishing order is going to be Cowart, Berry, Saunders, Heaney, Whiteman Brad, Bruner, Whiteman Scott, Kays, Baker, Bentz, Bennett, Standridge, and Whiteman Jeffrey. So that is going to be your event. Thank you very much for tuning in once again, and we will be seeing you next time here on Forkloak Media.